Hello all, this is Nandini, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science at Dr. S.N.S. Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. Today we are going to discuss about OSI model in computer network and data communication. So let's discuss about OSI model. The OSI stands for Open System Interconnections, so which is reference model and that describes how the information from one software application in computer, so which moves through a physical medium to another computer. And it consists of 7 layers, so each layers perform a particular network functions, and which was developed by the International Organization for Standardization in the year 1984, and which considered as the architecture model for the intercomputer communications. And it divides the whole task into 7 smaller and manageable tasks, so each layer is assigned a particular task. So these 7 layers work collaboratively to transmit the data from one person to another person across the globe. And these are the types of OSI model. So there are physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, section layer, presentation layer and application. So let's discuss one by one. So the first one is physical layer, so which is the lowest layer of the OSI model, and which is responsible for the actual physical connections between the devices. And this physical layer contains information in the form of bits. So it is responsible for transmitting individual bits from one node to another node. So when receiving the data, so this layer will get the signal so that is received, and it convert into binary digits. So it is nothing but zeros and ones, then send them to the data link layer, so which will put the frame back together. And it is specifically the mechanical, electrical and procedural network interface specifications. And next one is data link layer, that is called as a DLL, and the data link layer is responsible for the node to node delivery of the message. So the main function is to make sure data transfer is error free from one node to another node over the physical layer. So when a packet arrives in a network, it is the responsibility of the DLL and to transmit it to the host using its MAC address. MAC is nothing but media access control address. And the data link layer is divided into 2 sub layers. So there are logical link control, that is LLC, and second one is media access control, that is MAC. So the logical link control layer it helps to transferring the packets to the network layer, and they receiving, that is the packets are receiving through the receiver, which is identify the address of the network layer, and it is also provide some flow of control data. And next one is the media access control, so which is the link between the LLC and the network physical layer, so which is helps to transferring the packets over the network. And next one is network layer. So the network layer works the transmission of data from one host to another host in different networks, so which is determine the best path, so which move the data from source to destination, and it is based on the network conditions. So the data link layer which is responsible for routing and they forwarding the packets, and which is also take care of packet routing, so that is selection of the shortest path, so which helps to transmit the packet from the number of routers available, and the sender and receiver's IP addresses are placed in the header by the network layer. And next one is transport layer. The transport layer provides services to the application layer and takes services from the network layer. So in the transport layer, which is referred to as the segments, the data are called as the segments, and it is responsible for the end-to-end delivery of the complete message, and which is also provide the acknowledgement of the successful data transmissions and the retransmit the data if an error is found. If an error is found, again it retransmit the data. And next one is section layer. So session layer, it is the layer 3 in the OSI model, and the session layer is used to establish, maintain and synchronize the interaction between communication devices. So which is responsible to the establishment of connections and authentication, and also ensures provide a security. And next one is presentation layer. So the presentation layer is also called as a translation layer. So the mainly concerned with the syntax and semantics of the information, so which is exchanged between the two systems, and it acts as a data translator for a network. So this layer is part of an OS, so which converts the data from presentation format to another format. So this layer is also called as a syntax layer. And next one is application layer. The application layer, it is the very top of the OSI reference model, and we find the application layer which is implemented by the network. So these applications produce a data, so which has to be transferred over the network. So which handles issues such as network transparency and resource allocations, etc. So these issues are handled through only the application layer. So it is not an application, but it performs the application layer's function. So which this layer, it provides a network service to the end users, and it is also serves a service as a window for the application and to access the network for displaying the received information through the users. And these are the assessment for OSI model, and these are the reference for computer networks and data communications in OSI model. Thank you.